is the Speaker of the House here in Virginia, Don Scott, and Virginia Senator Louise Lucas from right here in Hampton Roads, representing a portion of our viewing area. And they actually held a press conference in conjunction with each other about the redistricting referendum vote. So we also want to make sure we hear from local lawmakers here about this critical referendum and the yes vote that led to an approval of that newly drawn map that will favor Democrats when it comes to the House of Representatives. So we're going to take a listen to that press conference now. Again, Louise Lucas and Don Scott, a press conference that really wrapped about 2 minutes ago. This press conference ended. We're going to start it from the very beginning here and listen into Virginia lawmakers as they wake up today. Well, for these lawmakers in particular, as a part of the Democratic Party, celebrating the advancement of this yes vote, ostensibly. So let's take a listen.
Yesterday, well, good morning first, everybody. I still feel like it's last night. Yesterday was a victory. But for me, this was personal because I remember exactly where this started. I watched what was happening in Texas. Republican legislators blocked by Donald Trump and MAGA extremists trying to rig the system before voters ever had a chance to speak. And I watched those Texas legislators take a stand, even leaving their state to stop that power grab. I stood with them. Because what was happening in Texas wasn't just about Texas, it was about the rest of the country. And I said right then and right there, clearly, if they start this fight, Virginia is going to finish it. We took this question to the people, not behind closed doors, not politicians, to the people. And in a special election, one question, no candidates, millions spent trying to confuse voters, Virginians still showed up in strong numbers with clear purpose, and they voted yes. Now let's be honest, this was not an easy fight. This was a marathon to get to this point. There was a lot of misinformation, a lot of noise, a lot of efforts to confuse communities, especially the black voters and working families, to which I took strong offense, because being a civil rights advocate, I've seen this before. But those same communities showed up anyway. They showed up informed, they showed up focused, and they showed up ready. Now, this 10-1 map, yes, 10, I won't say it, 1, is about leaving. It's about leveling the playing field for the country. We were not going to let anyone tilt the system without a response. We were going to meet this moment, and we were going to act. And yesterday we did. And let's be clear, this goes beyond Virginia. And what started in Texas didn't stay in Texas. And what started here will not stay here either. Virginia sent a message. If you try to rig the system, we fight back. If you try to take power from voters, we will take it right back. I meant it when I said Virginia will finish the fight, and yesterday we did, and I thank you.
So, first of all, good morning. The motto of Virginia is Sic Semper Tyrannis, thus always the tyrants. I think we changed it last night. I think it's all we do is win, 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 no matter what. Because we won again. We won in 2025, and we won by a large margin. And then we kicked ass again last night. I think Donald Trump and MAGA is watching us right now. If they didn't know us, they know us now. And I had the pleasure of his former campaign manager, I think his name is Chris Lasavita or something like that. He retweeted me and said, something about Don Scott. And I said, I know you're mad, because we just winning. And so I would be mad too. But you don't send the junior varsity out when you got the varsity on the field. You send out the big players, and he should have came out and played with us. So last night, Virginia lived up to its billing of thus always the tyrants. We stand up. We had enough of Trump's chaos, enough of his power grabs, enough of him sending our girls, our men and women in the military to a stupid war. He said no more stupid wars. Well, he's low IQ. This is a stupid war. We have no idea why he went. We have no idea why when he's leaving. He doesn't know. Every day he tweets out a different reason on what's happening. Every person who's ever been in the military has war gamed the Persian Gulf. And every single time the Iranians shut down the Strait of Hormuz. And now he said, I didn't know they were going to do this. Well, what the hell not? Because every person in the military who's ever studied that area knows this. And so Virginia said, enough. We are a state that has a huge military presence. And we came out yesterday. Now, we know there are going to be folks who said, hey, this was a close election. But I think Virginians chose fairness over fear. They chose truth over the misinformation, and democracy over political gains. And they spent a lot of energy trying to trick black voters. But who showed up? Who made it happen last night? Black voters showed up. Hispanic voters showed up. Communities that Republicans tried to mislead, that they targeted to mislead and suppress, showed up and made their voices heard. And guess what? They not only voted yes, but they voted hell yes. Republicans poured tens of millions of dollars, almost $40 million into this race. Much of it in the final weeks, flooding the airwaves with misinformation, targeting our communities and trying to confuse voters. And they still lost. If you spend that kind of money and lose, that's not a close call. It's a rejection. Everybody's talking about, this was never about the maps or anything like that. This is about standing up to MAGA and Donald Trump. That's what the referendum was on. It was a referendum on, do you want to continue to see your gas prices go up to $4 and $5 a gallon? Do you want to see houses unaffordable? Do you want to get grocery prices over the top? Or do you want to bring some stability back to America? That's what the election was about last night. And it was a rejection of its message, a rejection of MAGA's tactics, and it's a rejection of all of the things they stand for. And by the way, release the damn Epstein files. Woo! They campaigned on fairness, but the moment voters rejected them, moments after they lost last night, the first thing they said is, oh, we don't want fair no more. We want to go to court. First thing they do when they can't win an election, now they're trying to undo it, and they're running to the courthouse for a frivolous, politically motivated attempt to overturn the will of the voters. The last thing Republicans want to see in Virginia is a voter. But let me say this clearly. In Virginia, we respect the will of the voters. In Virginia, we don't do kings. In Virginia, the power belongs to the people. Sic semper tyrannis. Last night, Virginia stood up, Virginia fought back, and once again, Virginia led the way for our democracy.
Yes.
The referendum is still in court. It's out in the Supreme Court. How confident are you that the court is going to hold up the referendum outcome? And in case they do not, is there a contingency plan for you guys?
All I can say is what happened yesterday needs to stay that way. That's all I need to say.
I'm never going to speak on what a judge or a jury is going to do. I'm a lawyer, so we're going to let the court system play itself out. Just like we abide by the will of the voters, we have to abide by the will of whatever court. We're going to follow the rule of law here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. That's what we've always done. Unlike President Trump, he had one of his minions go before a congressional hearing in the Senate to be confirmed as the chair of the Fed. And this man still would not admit that Joe Biden won in 2020. You know why? Because he knows that the minute he says that Joe Biden won, Trump will remove him. That is what MAGA Republicans have become. They are a cult. They don't care that this man is sending our men and women to war for a dumb reason. We still don't know what the threat was from Iran that wasn't there for the whole time that he's been there in 2016 till now. And so I think we don't need to worry about the Supreme Court. The voters last night spoke, and we're going to abide by the.
And do you have a message for AC Cordoza after last night?
AC Corbozo, the JV team, man. They sent out the JV team. He tried to mislead his own community, and so he got to deal with that karma. You know what happened. And they keep sending out these people that lose every time. Jason Mary, he just took an L. Why y'all gonna friend out a dude off a fresh L to try to go up against Senator Lucas? Come on now, stop playing. Y'all gonna bring him back out? Because every time I see Jason Mary show up, I feel very good.
Question over here.
Senator Lucas, I wonder if, given the history of redistricting in favor of Republicans in 2001, if you feel at all kind of personally vindicated.
I feel vindicated. I can let that war go now. I just got to make sure that we go out and win these seats in November. And if I have to be the poster child for that, I got a pair of soft walking shoes that will get us through this.
So I think
She won't say it, but pay back. Go ahead.
so we've been in the sort of like 6 months of legislating and court cases and campaigning and all these things. I think that the governor it didn't seem like she was all in for many months, and now we're seeing her sort of talk about this. She was on MS Now last night. I guess, how do you feel about, kind of being on the front of this effort and then having the governor come in maybe later with more enthusiastic support?
Well, some people say better late than never. Can I leave it right there?
Could always use more, I guess, but.
I will later.
Success has many fathers. Failure not an orphan. I think we needed everybody to be on board. I think the governor did what she needed to do to help us go to the top. We're grateful to her. We're grateful to Gavin Newsom. We're grateful to the Texas delegation for standing up. We're grateful to Hakeem Jeffries, who did a great job in leading and making sure that we got the funding. He helped do fundraising. I mean, we're grateful to our congressional delegation. Everybody played their role at different levels, and the governor played a huge part of making us win. But at the end of the day, the largest role belongs to
The voters.
The champ is here. No, the champ is here, and the voters did what they needed to do because they believed. They believed it was time to stand up. We talk about Democrats every single time not being able to stand up when the moment requires it. But us two, we knew, and our caucuses believed in us. Because, we had to get this old across the finish line. And our caucus believed in us, and we said we can get this done, and we got it done. And there are always people who are going to be naysayers. We know that it was close because there are some Democrats, some squishy, bedwetting Democrats who they don't want to, they claim, I don't like gerrymandering. This is not about gerrymandering. We have a guy sending our men and women into war. We have a person that is stealing trillions of dollars from the American economy each day because of these gas prices and these grocery prices, and transferring that wealth out of our families' homes to foreign nations. That is what he is doing, and we're going to stand up to that.
And what people need to remember is that this is temporary. We were never for gerrymandering. We voted for the nonpartisan redistricting commission. But Donald Trump and his power grab to try to maintain unchecked control of the Congress is why we're here right now. And when the Texas delegation got to Boston and we found out what was going on, hell yeah, we're in this fight and we're gonna help them win it.
All right, we got time for like one. Brad.
You got a couple more in you.
Who are you from? Tell your name and where you're from.
Like you famously, sir. Budget, you guys feeling better? We have something on the calendar tomorrow
No
now.
white smoke.
No white smoke.
No white smoke. Joe.
We'll have a budget by June. That's what we're required to have. Am I right?
Well, you
Right,
guys, did last night's win change the conversation around the budget? Did the redistricting impact the budget at all?
Remains to be seen.
Conversation's ongoing.
What can other states learn from Virginia after this run of success from the Democrats?
You can't be cowards, you gotta fight. You can't win a victory sitting on the sidelines. And for all those folks out there who were saying, well, we don't wanna get into this fight, they're the ones who are gonna be the losers.
We missed it. She and I, this is one of the lessons. Senator has a very humble background in the beginning. I do too. Some of y'all know that.
Yes.
The people that they thought that they could kick to the curb and that would never be in this position, guess what? How you like us now?
That's right.
And you cannot, we missed that whole class on when they go low, you go high. We missed that class.
Yeah.
When they go low, we're gonna go down there and kick their
That's right. And guess what?
That's what we're gonna
And the one who kick you in the ass ain't gonna be the same one who punch you in the face. Cause one gonna be on one side and one gonna be on the other.
I think that's it.
Thank y'all.
A lot of union folks in the room. You got a message for the unions ahead of voting today?
We will. They know where we stand. We already came out the house.
I grew up in the shipyard. I've been laboring hard all my life. That's where I learned my second language.
Don Scott and Louise Lucas, a press conference the day after that yes vote wins out in the special referendum election. And as of now, those new maps have gone into effect. They are reported to go into effect immediately. We do know, and we spoke with Dr. Eric Claville about this, that there will be judicial challenges that frankly were already brought before this vote, and that the Virginia Supreme Court said would have to wait till after this vote. We'll see how that goes. But for now, that new map into effect after the election last night. Now let's go through some different reactions to this election. Let's start with Governor Abigail Spanberger. Virginia voters have spoken, and tonight they approved a temporary measure to push back against a president who claims he is entitled to more Republican seats in Congress. Looking forward, I remain committed to ensuring Virginia's bipartisan redistricting commission gets back to work after the 2030 census and to protecting the process Virginians voted to create. So 2 things of note there. 1, there has been that promise throughout this campaign that this is a temporary measure to counteract the redistricting efforts in Republican states throughout the country. So Governor Abigail Spanberger sort of reinforcing that, and then she mentioned the census. This is a mid-decade redistricting. Technically, typically, that redistricting will occur every decade as the census is redrawn. This is a mid-decade redistricting. That's one of the layers of this entire process. Now, we've heard from Democratic lawmakers extensively here over the last 10 minutes. What do Virginia Republicans have to say about last night's result? Let's start with former Governor Glenn Youngkin. Quote, "Thank you to all the voters who turned out to vote against this egregious power grab. The race was much closer than the left expected, because Virginians know a 10-to-1 map is not Virginia. I urge the Virginia Supreme Court to rule against this unconstitutional process that will disenfranchise millions of Virginians." We mentioned the judicial challenges that will play out in court, that will play out in the Supreme Court now that this election has taken place. How about Terry Kilgore? What does Terry Kilgore have to say about this referendum? Let's take a look at the statement from one of the members of the Virginia Congress here as we continue to hear from Republican lawmakers. Quote, "From the start, this process was tilted. Misleading ballot language and a massive spending advantage made this an uphill climb for voters trying to make sense of a deeply complicated issue." So that is Terry Kilgore talking a bit about the process there. In terms of the spending, we do have some numbers that we've seen reported from NPR on the spending that we will relay to you now. So $85 million combined spent on these 2 campaigns. That is $30 million more dollars than the Attorney General race in this most recent Virginia election. Now, $64 million of that reported to be on the pro-redistricting side, $22 million spent on the anti-redistricting side, and as, of course, we saw, that yes option, the final winner in this election.